The first step to becoming untouchable isn't some complex strategy. It's mastering the simple act of not reacting. Every time you respond impulsively to provocation, you hand over your power. Most people live in a constant state of reaction, letting random comments, disapproving looks, or unexpected situations throw them off balance. But here's the truth. As long as you remain reactive, you'll always be easy to manipulate, predictable, and emotionally vulnerable. Carl Jung revealed a profound insight. Uncontrolled emotions are mirrors of our unresolved inner shadows. When something triggers you, it's not about the external thing having power over you. It's about the unmastered aspects within yourself. This is where the problem begins. Why do we overreact? Because we care too much about what doesn't matter. We obsess over others' opinions. We crave external validation. We desperately seek acceptance and approval. Those who've become truly unreachable understand something most never grasp. Not everything deserves your reaction, let alone your energy. Every time you jump to defend yourself, every time you try to justify your actions, every angry or frustrated response, you're broadcasting that others can affect you, that they have some degree of control over you. But what happens when you learn not to react? When someone insults you and you simply observe them calmly, when someone tries to provoke you and your expression doesn't flicker, when chaos erupts around you while you remain at peace, that's when you become untouchable. Training yourself to stop reacting, the power pause. Most people respond without thinking. Train yourself to insert a deliberate pause before reacting. Ask, does this truly deserve my energy? The answer is almost always no. Detached observation. Learn to watch situations like you're viewing a movie. Not everything requires your participation. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. Selective indifference. This isn't about being emotionless. It's about consciously choosing what matters. You can't stop others from trying to provoke you, but you can absolutely choose not to play their game. Body language mastery. Your physical presence is your first line of defense. Maintain neutral facial expressions. Cultivate calm, measured speech. Keep your posture relaxed but grounded. When someone tries to knock you off center and you remain unmoved, that's the moment you realize they have lost all power over you. Strategic response framework. Replace emotional reactions with strategic responses. Sometimes silence is your most powerful reply. Other times, a simple smile can diffuse any attack. Always ask, how will this matter in the long term? As you implement this, people will start perceiving you differently. Some will be confused by your lack of expected reaction. Others will grow frustrated. But those who matter will respect you more, because the energy of someone truly unreachable is palpable. Most importantly, you'll feel different. You're no longer a puppet to your emotions. Being unreachable isn't about indifference. It's about being so fully in command of yourself that nothing external can shake you from your center. 7-day challenge. For 1 week, when triggered, wait 5 seconds before responding. Notice your body's reactions: tension, discomfort, anxiety. These signal areas needing work. Keep a log of what triggers you most and analyze why. Each night ask, how many times today did I let external things affect me? Visualize the version of you that no longer falls into these traps. As this shift begins within you, you'll start seeing the world from a new perspective. And the most beautiful part? As you learn to let go, your power multiplies exponentially. Attachment is the invisible chain that keeps you vulnerable. Every person, situation, or outcome you cling to becomes a potential weak spot others can exploit. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your greatest weakness isn't what you lack, it's what you're afraid to lose. The truly unreachable have mastered the art of release. While most people live in constant fear of losing what they have, these individuals operate from a radical understanding. Nothing that truly belongs to you can ever be taken away. The psychology of letting go. Carl Jung taught that attachment is the enemy of individuation, the process of becoming your complete self. When you're emotionally chained to toxic relationships, outdated versions of yourself, outcomes beyond your control, you remain trapped in cycles of suffering. The moment you release your grip is the moment you discover true freedom. 3 signs you need to let go. The dread test. Thinking about this person's situation fills you with heaviness rather than peace. The effort scale, you're working harder to maintain it than it's contributing to your growth. The fantasy trap, you're attached to potential, maybe they'll change, rather than reality. Practical detachment techniques. The mental funeral, visualize burying what you're releasing. Speak a brief eulogy, acknowledging what it taught you, then consciously turn away. The 5-second release when attachment anxiety hits. Inhale for 5 seconds. Imagine drawing the situation in. Hold for 5 seconds. Let it sit in your awareness. Exhale for 5 seconds. Release it completely. The replacement question. Instead of how can I keep this, ask, what better thing might this make space for? Why this works, neurologically, attachment lives in the same brain regions as physical pain. The unreachable don't avoid this pain. They move through it with intention. Each act of release rewires your neural pathways, strengthens your emotional resilience, increases your attractiveness, people sense your wholeness. The freedom paradox. The less you fear losing, the more you receive. When you stop chasing, relationships deepen because they're chosen, not needed. Opportunities multiply because you're not desperate. Your energy becomes magnetic because it's not depleted by clinging. Letting go challenge. Identify one person you're overly attached to. Each morning, I release what no longer serves my highest good. Each interaction, notice when you're grasping versus engaging freely. Each night, journal what felt lighter from practicing release. You'll know this is working when you catch yourself, smiling at memories that used to hurt, feeling curiosity rather than fear about the future, noticing how little others' opinions affect you. The unreachable don't possess less. They're possessed by less. And in that space of non-attachment lies a power most will never know. Silence isn't just the absence of words, it's the presence of power. In a world addicted to oversharing, your ability to master strategic silence becomes your ultimate psychological armor. The unreachable understand this. What you don't say carries more weight than what you do. The 3 layers of silence. Verbal silence. Choosing when to speak and when to let emptiness do the work. Emotional silence. Keeping your internal state completely unreadable. Digital silence. Resisting the urge to explain, justify, or react online. Most people hemorrhage power through unnecessary words. They explain when no explanation is needed, defend when no defense is required, and reveal when mystery would serve them better. Tactical silence in action scenario. Someone insults your work. Average response, immediate defense or counterattack. Unreachable response, 3 seconds of unbroken eye contact. A slight head tilt conveys curiosity, not anger. Interesting perspective. Walk away. This combination denies them the emotional reaction they crave, puts them on the defensive, why aren't you reacting? Positions you as the emotionally stable one. The neuroscience of silence, when you resist verbal reaction. Your prefrontal cortex, rational brain, strengthens your amygdala, emotional center. Weakens its hold, your body learns to associate triggers with calm rather than outbursts. Digital silence protocol. Never respond to provocations in real time. For important communications, write your response. Wait 90 minutes. Reread and edit with cold logic. Let unclear messages remain unclear. If it's important, they'll clarify the 4-second rule. Intense interactions. When spoken to, wait 4 seconds before responding. Count mentally. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Observe how the other person reacts to your pause. This creates the illusion you're deeply considering their words, time for your rational mind to engage, discomfort that makes them reveal more than intended. Advanced silence techniques. The silent treatment upgrade. Not childish ignoring, but conscious non-engagement with energy vampires. The poker face protocol. Practice keeping your expression neutral during good news, bad news, surprises, the information diet. Share personal details only when it serves a strategic purpose. The other person has earned your trust. You're comfortable with it being public knowledge. 7-day silence challenge. Reduce your daily word count by 30%. Implement the 4-second rule in all conversations. Keep your phone on silent, no vibrations. Spend 10 minutes daily in complete silence. no music or podcasts. You'll discover how much energy you wasted on unnecessary speech, how people project meaning onto your silence, how much more your words weigh when you use them sparingly. The unreachable don't just speak less, they make every word count. In the vacuum of your silence, others reveal their true intentions, and your power grows exponentially. The moment you prioritize yourself is the moment the world rearranges around your worth. This isn't selfishness, it's the fundamental law of emotional physics. Those who become unreachable understand you cannot pour from an empty cup, yet most spend their lives trying to do exactly that. Society conditions us to believe self-sacrifice is virtuous. We're taught to put others' needs before our own, feel guilty for saying no, seek external validation as proof of our value. But here's the silent rebellion of the unreachable. They refuse to abandon themselves to please others. This shift in priority changes everything, not because they demand respect, but because they demonstrate what deserves respect through their actions. The mirror principle. How people treat you is ultimately a reflection of how you treat yourself. When you cancel plans to recharge, you teach others your time is valuable. Walk away from disrespect. You show your standards aren't negotiable. Invest in self-development. You prove your growth matters. This isn't about ego, it's about equilibrium. The unreachable maintain an unshakable internal balance where their well-being isn't traded for approval. Their energy isn't spent trying to convince others of their worth. Their peace isn't sacrificed at the altar of others' expectations. The paradox of priority. The more you prioritize yourself, the less you need to convince others to prioritize you. The more naturally respect flows towards you. The clearer it becomes who truly values you. This creates a self-sustaining cycle where your boundaries attract better treatment, which reinforces your boundaries. The alternative, constantly putting others first, leads only to resentment and exhaustion. The unreachable standard time, they guard it like a limited resource because it is. Energy, they spend it only on what aligns with their purpose and attention. They give it only to what deserves magnification. When you begin operating by these standards, something remarkable happens. The people who drained you either rise to meet your level or remove themselves from your life. Both outcomes serve your highest good. The truth about giving the unreachable aren't takers, they're conscious givers. The difference, they give from overflow, not depletion. Offer what's truly theirs to give, not what's demanded of them. Understand that sometimes the most generous act is saying no. This is how you build relationships where you're valued, not just needed, where your presence is appreciated, not just used, where your boundaries are respected, not resented. The path to becoming unreachable isn't about pushing people away. It's about coming home to yourself so completely that only those who belong in your space can meet you there.